Welcome everyone to another edition of Play It Through, and on this edition it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit, brought to us by Capcom. Vastly different from its NES counterpart, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a very enjoyable hidden gem for the Nintendo Game Boy. In the game you play as Roger Rabbit, and you're in an adventure-style game interacting with objects and exploring the world, trying to solve the mystery and save Jessica Rabbit. So here we go with Who Framed Roger Rabbit for the Nintendo Game Boy. When you start up the game, you can of course jump right in, or you can put in a password to go to a particular scene. The game is broken up into 6 different scenes, all on the same overworld map, but you must solve a certain goal in order to complete a certain scene. When you start off the game, walk over and interact with the phone. Our goal is now to go meet with Marvin Acme. The gameplay is pretty simplistic, mostly consisting of interacting with different objects and talking to people. There is some action that we'll be getting into in a little while, but we start off by going up and inside here to meet with Marvin Acme. After the murder of Marvin Acme, we now have to go find Jessica Rabbit. Head back south and go back into the studio. Inside here, talk with the first guy, and you'll find out that Jessica is at the Ink and Paint Club. In order to get into the Ink and Paint Club, though, we need a password. So our goal now, of course, is to locate that. Start by heading south and over to the right, skipping past the Valiant Detective Office. Once over here, you'll want to head south and you'll be 2 buildings open to your left. Head inside the first building and talk to the woman inside. She tells you that the password is on the memo pad in the next building over. So head over to the left inside that building, climb up to the staircase, and interact with the memo pad on the table. With the password now in our possession, our goal is to head to the Ink and Paint Club. In order to get there, head back outside the buildings and head north. Now at the intersection we're going to go right, watching out for the first enemy that we have to really deal with, one of the weasels inside of a trash can. Ignore him, go up to the door. When you see the hatch open up, pause the game, go into your menu, and select the password. After seeing Jessica Rabbit kidnapped by the weasels, we move on to level number 2, or scene 2. We start off outside of Valiant's office. Head inside and talk to Eddie. Once the conversation with Eddie is over, you'll have to hide, so walk over to the left side of the room and enter inside of the closet. After the scene with Eddie is fully over now, we now have our first weapon, the punch glove. Go into your item menu and equip the punch glove, and you can use it in order to take out enemies. Once outside of Valiant's office, head south to where those two buildings were earlier, and now go to the left past them. Eventually, you'll come to the bakery. Head on inside and talk to the chef to the right of the counter. He'll let you know that he sold some bread to the weasels just a few minutes ago. When you head outside though, the weasel is waiting for you and he runs off. Along the way, he'll drop some bread, and we'll be able to use this bread in order to trick him and end up capturing him. At any point when you're on the screen with the bakery itself, use the bread item in your inventory and you'll drop it right where you need it. From here, you want to head back over and go back to Valiant's office and talk to Eddie again. You'll see that Eddie is stuck in some glue. Just keep pushing left and you'll be able to push him out of the glue. Once you have freed Eddie, head back outside the building and head over to the left. Enter inside the next open building, and once inside here, we'll have our first kind of action scene dealing with consistent amounts of the weasels. The weasels with the guns do not do anything until they are activated, either by line of sight or by noise. While they're just standing there, they can't hurt you. When they start moving around, you'll have to use the punch glove to help you knock them down, but they don't stay down for too long. You'll have to quickly get over them and move on to the next room, or in this case, grab the glue and head back out. Inside this room is optional, but you can always pick up a carrot if you need some extra health. Carrots will refill your health meter. You do not regain health between levels, so once you complete the scene and move on to the next one, you'll still have the same amount of health you ended the previous scene with. There's a limited number of carrots throughout the game, but if you ever need them, check inside Valiant's office, and the bottom door here actually contains 4 free carrots. Head back to the office and talk to Eddie once again. After talking to Eddie and leaving the bread and glue, head to the right side of the bakery. Wait here for a few seconds, and you'll capture your weasel. Go over and interact, and you'll complete scene number 2. Scene number 3 will start outside of Valiant's office, head back inside, and, well, talk to Eddie. After talking to Eddie, he will give you a ticket to ride the train. The train is located in the southeast area of the map, and we'll be going there shortly, but we first need to stop and get our second weapon of the game, the Toon Gun. Head over to the left past where we met with Marvin Acme. You can talk to the guard outside here, and then go inside the factory itself. Inside here, work your way around the weasels, moving in between them, taking them out with the punch glove and trying not to take too much damage while working through, and eventually you'll come to the room that contains the Toon Gun. Roger does move relatively slowly. We actually get an item a little bit later on that allows us to move faster, but even with it equipped, we can't use a weapon while having it equipped. Inside this room, you can grab the carrot if you need some health, and then talk to the guy here, and he'll give you the Toon Gun. Now that we have that, we don't have any ammo for it, so we can't use it. So, exit out and work your way back through the same couple of rooms we just traveled through, and get back outside. Once back outside the factory, our goal now is to head to that streetcar. In order to get there, we will have to travel through a few different screens, so start heading south. Head past Valiant's office, head south, past the 2 buildings where we got the memo earlier, and then to the right now instead of the left. If you go left, that's where we're actually going to be heading in the streetcar. But there are weasels waiting inside all the buildings, and they fire a lot of bullets out at once, and you're too slow to walk past them, which is why we have to use the train. Get inside the open train as long as you've talked to Eddie and have the street pass, and you'll ride the train past multiple different screens, past all the broken down buildings that the weasels are hiding inside of. Once the streetcar has come to its resting place, head to the right and head north. You'll see the Toon Club over to the right, but you don't have to go inside there. No one's going to be able to give you any information as they're all too scared at the moment. Head inside this building and walk around to the other exit so that you're past the tires that are sitting there. Head around the building and north. Ignore this building as well and keep heading up. Here you'll find a large building. Head up the staircase, and on this floor or the next one, whichever one you prefer, interact with the desk. You'll hear a little chime, and then you'll notice that you now have bullets for the Toon Gun. You can have up to 9 at a given time, and you can refill if you want to come back here. Work your way up the building. After going up 4 or 5 floors, you'll actually have to deal with some of the weasels. Don't use the bullets on them. Instead, just use the punching glove. Take them out as you go and head up the other floors. When you make it to the top floor, it's time to battle Greasy. Get out the Toon Gun and fire up at him. You'll have to hit him twice, once to pop the first balloon, and of course the second time to pop the other balloon. Watch out for his fire as he's moving back and forth, but you should be able to get those 2 shots in pretty easy. Once he's done, head back downstairs, past the previous 2 room full of weasels that we just dealt with, using, once again, the punching glove to help you get through. It'll take a little bit, and it's annoying that you have to backtrack, but once we're outside of the building, we'll be able to find Greasy laying on the ground and complete scene number 3. Scene number 4 starts you outside the Toon Club. Go inside and talk to the people located in here. I don't know exactly who you have to talk to that activates Baby Herman, but my guess is the guy right by the door who's on the table and the guy on the far right of the bar. Though I do recommend talking to everyone in case you're not sure, just to make sure that he appears. I talked to just the guy who talks about Baby Herman, and he doesn't show up. Head south from the Toon Club. Be sure to now equip the new winged shoes that we picked up previously, and you'll now be able to walk past the buildings that all the weasels fire at you. As you'll notice, as soon as you appear on screen, they launch bullets at you, and you won't be able to get past them with the normal shoes because you're too slow. Head north a couple of screens and to Valiant's office and talk to Baby Herman, who's waiting in the lobby. Baby Herman will give you the axe item that we'll be able to use in order to free Benny. To get to Benny, though, we gotta go right back south and to the left past the buildings with all the weasels in them again, so make sure that you have the shoes still equipped and just walk past them. Make sure you're at the very, very bottom of the screen, though, when you do head left or right past these buildings. If you're just slightly north, the bullets will clip you. Head back north and to the left of the Toon Club. You'll see some cars to the left as we passed them earlier. You'll have to once again walk through this building, unfortunately. Once outside of the building, head right north again, and now you want to go to the left of this building here into the parking lot. Head north of one screen, and then you'll find Benny the Cab. Stand about where the chain itself is and use the axe item. Benny will give you the whistle in order to summon him. Immediately go in your items and use the whistle. He'll then show up and ask you where would you like to go. You'll either go to the office or the Toon Club. Pick that you want to go to the office and you'll jump in and start riding. Now this is random, but sometimes you'll get into a fight with weasels inside of the car. In these fight sequences you'll have to avoid bombs from the weasels and use your boxing glove in order to take them out. When you arrive at the office, go inside of the Valiant office and talk to Eddie again. Surprising, right? Eddie will lead you outside after Psycho has driven by. You'll jump back into Benny, and now you'll have to do another fight sequence that we just did a little bit ago. It's the exact same thing, though it takes more hits to take out Psycho. Get up close to him and he'll throw a bomb, dodge out of the way of the bomb, and then get back in and hit him with the boxing glove. After you're able to hit him 6 times, he'll fly off and you'll complete scene number 4. Scene number 5 starts you out outside the Toon Club. Go into your items and equip the running shoes. Now that we have the Harbor Pass, we're going to go to the right side of where that building was where we fought Greasy just a little while ago. As long as you have the Harbor Pass, which we got for completing the last scene, you'll be able to go right through the gate. Here, you'll have to deal with more weasels as well as a lot of cans set up to try to block your way. A little bit challenging if you don't want to actually use your boxing glove and just try to walk through them. The good news is they give you a bunch of carrots spread throughout this whole area, so you can walk through enemies, take a little bit of damage, and replenish your health. When you make it here, head north and go into the A6 warehouse. Once inside here, head to the right off the first screen, watch out for the weasels, and go inside this room up. Grab the carrot if you've lost any health and get ready for the next boss fight. Equip the boxing glove or the toon gun, whichever one you prefer, and start attacking the boss. Not only do you have to deal with the boss, but you also have to deal with 2 other weasels during the fight, who, like always, get knocked down and they'll step back up. Focus mainly on the boss himself. Just keep hitting him over and over again. Eventually he will drop, and you'll complete scene number 5. Scene number 6 starts us right outside of the A6 warehouse. Equip those running shoes once again, grab the carrot located here in case you need to replenish your health from that last boss fight, and then start working your way around all the weasels in the cans. These weasels are easily able to be dodged around as long as you're running, and then when you head north here, you'll have to deal with a new enemy for the first time in a while. Watch out for the giant cans or get squashed by them because there's plenty of carrots just south here in order to fully replenish. Bait him into throwing the giant drum and then just walk on past. Do the same on the next screen and you'll have to dodge 2, one at the beginning and once he will throw down as well. Then you'll be at the giant Doom Mansion. Talk to Eddie when you first walk in, and now you're in a big maze. Going into the wrong doors throughout here will reset and you'll come back to this room. Follow the path that I take and you'll be able to easily get on through. Watch out for the dip that's laying all around the ground. It won't instantly kill you, but it will do a little bit of damage. In this room, don't go through the door at the top. Instead, go up the stairs, grab health if you need it, and keep moving. They give you a lot of carrots spread throughout here to keep your health full. Watch out for all these weasels and you'll run into Doom after going up the staircase. Doom runs to the next room and when you walk in here, you'll talk to Doom briefly again. Do not walk straight forward. Instead, walk to the right and around the room through the door. If you go straight, a giant hole opens up and you'll go back to the beginning of the mansion. It's now time for the final boss fight. Equip the toon gun and start firing up at him. Hit him with whatever ammo that you have left while watching out for the dip cannon. After using your ammo, equip the boxing glove. Then, move up close and start punching him. He fires relatively slowly, but you'll be able to get 3 or 4 hits in before he's able to fire again. Just deliver about 9 or 10 hits or so and he'll drop, and you can sit back and enjoy the ending to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So there you have Who Framed Roger Rabbit for the Nintendo Game Boy. Overall, I do really find that this version of the game is probably my personal favorite of the Roger Rabbit games. Its adventure-style gameplay of talking to different characters, figuring out where you have to go to next, and collecting items, I found very enjoyable. After seeing all the different characters that showed up throughout the game, the end will appear and the credits will close, and you'll get one final message from Roger himself thanking you for playing. After the message, you'll go back to the main title screen, and you can start the game all over again. But with that, it's going to wrap up this edition of Play It Through. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.